Welcome to the Revolutionary CEO Podcast. I'm your host, Letitia Lynch, wine lover, brand snob, proud boy mom, and Atlanta-based entrepreneur. When I was laid off from my dream marketing job at 8 weeks pregnant, I knew I couldn't rely on corporations to provide me with a stable income. I launched my own business and hit 6 figures in my first full year. I want to help other female service-based entrepreneurs and coaches build and leverage their brand authority so they can confidently sell their services and programs at a premium price point to create a lasting legacy and generate independent wealth. Tune in every Wednesday for solo episodes and conversations with amazing self-made, multi-6 and 7-figure women all about marketing, sales, mindset, self-care, entrepreneurship, and motherhood to inspire you and give you actionable steps to successfully market and sell your high-ticket services and programs while having a life. Let's get into it. Jamar, I am so excited to have you on this episode of the podcast. How are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for having me.
I could not wait to talk with you today. So I wanted to talk specifically with you all about how to generate leads for like your high ticket business with YouTube, because I am all about video and I specifically repurpose all of my video to YouTube, and it's on purpose. So you are the person to talk to about this. So tell everybody a little bit about yourself and what you do and how you got here.
Yes, honey. So, hey, everybody. I am Jamar Diggs. I am a YouTube conversion coach, and I help service-based experts rank on YouTube and Google search so that they can start driving traffic to the offers that they love, right? And so how I got here was like, I've always been doing YouTube on the back end, right? I've always been getting clients from YouTube, and it was a point in time to where, because I was just a social media coach, like very, very much so like using Instagram, showing people how to use Instagram, all of the stuff. And then one day I did like this poll of like asking people, because I started to do VIP days and I was going to make YouTube part of like a specialty that they can do. And literally my poll went crazy of people like not knowing like that, like they could rank for certain keywords on like YouTube and Google. They didn't even know that they could rank on Google by utilizing YouTube, right? They thought that they could just have to like use like their website and hire an SEO person for the website and all the other good stuff, right? And so I started seeing this demand happen. And I was like, okay, let's flip the script a little bit, because one, I love doing YouTube. It's something that I've always loved on the back end. And I'm like, hold on, I can monetize this. I can actually help people do this and like not have to talk about Instagram all the time. I'm like, heck yeah. So
let me do that.
Yes, please, you do all that, honey.
Yeah, I love that. Well, so one of the biggest things that I tell my clients is that, first of all, I believe in simple marketing, and I don't want you to have to be on a million different social networks. I don't want you out here doing the most, because honestly, we don't have time. I don't have a whole staff. I just hired someone to help me as like an OBM, but I don't have a marketing team. I'm the marketing team. I don't have a whole sales team. I am the sales team. And I feel like that's kind of the same for your client. So it's like you have to make the most out of every marketing effort in your time. And video. People are sleeping on video, avoiding video, overcomplicating video. And I'm like, this is how you get visibility. Right now, I don't have to keep saying it's COVID. We can't go anywhere, but we can't go anywhere. How are you networking? And so many people are so afraid to put their faces out there. And I'm like, but video is the way that you build trust. I only help people sell, high ticket services and coaching programs or premium. So it's like minimum $1,500. And you thinking somebody's paying you $1,500 and they can't see your face, it's like, that's not going to happen.
No.
So you have a marketing background like me. What made you get into video, and when did you start seeing some results from it?
Yeah. So like you said, like I have a marketing background. I come from corporate. I'm a corporate dropout, and and I started doing social media first, right? I was a social media specialist, then I was a digital marketing strategist. And what was happening was everything that we were doing was video focused, right? I was helping this corporate company become more approachable, more relatable, more like, like more easily to convert leads into working with them through video, right? Because it's way more easier to put a person in front of a camera and sell for the company versus
Mm-hmm.
you being brand that is just like saying, hey, come
Mm-hmm.
apply for this loan or whatever, right? And
Yeah, you
so
put humans in front of the brand.
yes, and it works time and time again, right? And so when I decided to go on my own, right, I was like, well, why recreate the wheel? Let's start doing that, right? And on the
Yeah.
back end, I was doing that with YouTube, right? I was making YouTube videos, answering all of these frequently asked questions on like how to do this, how to do that, right? What is the difference between X, Y, and Z, right? Those questions that people are searching for. And I
The
started
educational
getting,
things. Yeah.
yeah, and I
Mm-hmm.
started getting traffic for it. And on the back end, I was getting people to apply for my services. I was getting people saying, hey, I Googled social media coach and you popped up. And so I am totally interested in your 3-month coaching program. And I'm like, what? Right? I'm like,
Right.
oh, yes, this is working.
It's a word.
I was like, hold on, what
You
is
know
going
what's
on
funny
here?
is I love that. You know what's funny? I think that people. So let's school people here because I don't think people understand. If you don't have a marketing background, then you don't really understand how search works. So all of you may have probably heard the term search engine optimization, SEO, but I don't think you realize that a lot of the platforms that we're spending our time on, including Instagram, they don't actually have search capabilities for like Google. So Google isn't crawling your Instagram posts and looking for your keywords. There's only a few places that you're actually going to get really good search, visibility. So obviously on Google, if you're doing a blog post, Google crawls your website, they see that. So there's SEO, there's traffic from that. Then we have a platform like Pinterest. Y'all be sleeping on Pinterest, but Pinterest is a search platform, which
Mm-hmm.
means all of those people who are going there, who's clearly only going there to look for something, if you have the keywords, they're going there, they're going to find you. They're going to find whatever link you did, which is typically going to your website or to your products. But y'all sleeping on YouTube, who is owned by Google, because it's always been a search platform. And actually, when you search something on Google, the first results are usually videos. If there's a video related to it, they're going to show that at the top. And y'all missing that. And this is why I'm
Yes.
like, people don't know about the search capabilities. So kind of speak to if you were kind of schooling someone who's never understood like, oh, how valuable YouTube is. Let's talk about the search and the keywords, because you're saying this, but we know marketing. Most people are like, what do you mean by search? What do you mean by keywords? So help them understand that a little bit better.
Of course, I would love to. So, whenever we're thinking about a search engine, right? So, those 3 platforms that you mentioned, your website, blog, or Pinterest and YouTube, those are all search engine based platforms, right? So, Google is crawling those things. Right. And so when we think of a search engine, the goal of a search engine is to show people the most relevant and accurate result possible, right? That is their job, right? And so when you think about, and so the beauty of these search engine based like platforms is that we are attracting more intent based people, right? So there's like one layer there. We are attracting people who, one, they are problem aware, so they know that they have a problem that they're trying to get answered, right? And they're searching for the solution, right? So YouTube and Pinterest, they're both intent-based platforms, right? And so when we're using these search engines like YouTube, it's important for us to start showing up for those type of searches, right? And so whenever I have someone start out on YouTube, I always recommend educational based content first, right? Because what we want to do is we want to start ranking for those frequently asked questions or like those keywords, right? So like how to do blank, right? What are those things that people are searching for, right? Like I know for Instagram, there were so many other cute like things where I think it was like how to schedule IGTV videos, right? How to script out videos, how to go live, how to get the swipe up feature without 10K, right? That was like how it was like a few months ago, maybe like a year ago. But like those types of questions people are searching for, right? And so it's important for us to pop up for that, right? And when that happens, we are one, attracting people who know that they need help in our expertise, right? And then we're able to easily convert them into an offer or to get them into our email list when they have been warming up. We're priming them like essentially with this video content, right? Because maybe they end up watching more than one of your videos, right? After you answer one of their questions, giving them like a quick win, maybe they're being now suggested, because keep in mind the social media part of YouTube is to keep them up on the platform for as long as possible, right? So if they've clicked through to your video, YouTube is now going to suggest to them another one of your videos, right? And most likely it's another video that is related to that initial question that they asked in the search engine, right? So eventually they're going to watch your video, and then when the time comes, your call to actions are going to be in effect, right? And so that's going to be when you send them to your email list, or when you send them to your Instagram, or when you send them to your discovery call page, or whatever that may be, right? So that's kind of like the beauty of it, to where you're now being exposed to people that you would have never come in contact with, right? If you weren't using this search engine feature.
Yep, I love that. So I kind of had firsthand experience with this. So when I first started my YouTube channel, I was like, okay, I'm going to talk about marketing and blogging and all the things, because that's how I started the channel. And I remember when I signed up for Flowdesk, I just did a whole bunch of tutorials on how to do everything in Flowdesk. I am ranked so high for Flowdesk and Dubsado because I did like a long post about all of these things, and it's such random stuff, but I get so much affiliate income from Flowdesk every single week. And it's from videos that I did like a year ago. And Flowdesk ended up reaching out to me. The owners reached out to me. And now I'm a part of Flowdesk University as one of their educators, because I am their top educator.
Yes.
For everyone goes to my tutorials. And I think it's so funny because it was so random. And I get a lot of followers to Instagram, and they'll be like, oh, I saw your Flowdesk videos on YouTube, and now I just wanted to check you out on Instagram, and I love your content. I want everyone to know, I talk a lot about brand authority, building brand authority. And if you don't know what that is, it's like the understanding that you're an expert on a particular topic or a particular, area, right? And I think that when you want to become an expert, you have to first position yourself as an expert. You can't call yourself a brand authority. People have to say that about you. And if you start off by doing these videos where you're teaching people things, you become the go-to person when it comes to that subject matter. The reason I like people to have a lot of video content is because they're connecting with a human, they're connecting with your face, your personality, your style of teaching. This is excellent for a coach or a service provider, because now they're like, this is the person who does that thing. I have to go. They'll recommend you to random people. So many people will refer you. They haven't even had to work with you. They're like, oh, but I watch her YouTube videos or his YouTube videos. That is the whole point, like building brand authority. And I'm like, hey, it's great. I do all this stuff on my Instagram, by the way. All of my videos live on Instagram, but I can tell you right now, they are all going to YouTube. And it's because all I have to do is do it once. Like everyone's like, oh, are you already doing video content on your Facebook page or on your Instagram? I know you are. That doesn't get to live anywhere outside of those platforms. So now if you take that same video and that cute little caption you already typed up, put that caption in YouTube, learn how to make sure that the right keywords are there, learn from an expert like a Jamar, figure that part out. But at the very least, still put that stuff up there. It doesn't have to be perfect in the beginning. You're still going to get something from it. I am not a YouTube expert. I actually need to hire a Jamar. But before that, I'm still at least putting what I already created. I already did it. Why not make sure that it gets more life out of it? Why not make a quick little, Pinterest pin and throw it up on my YouTube channel? It helps so much. And now when I'm sending emails, which is another owned property, because we don't own any of these networks, now I can throw it up in an email. Now I have my YouTube video link, and all of these email platforms only let you set up a Vimeo or a YouTube video link. You can't direct them to your Instagram easily, but you can embed or, link directly to YouTube. That's how you can embed it into your website. It's just so much easier. And people are sleeping on the fact that you can get so much more life out of this content that we spend so much time creating by putting it up on a YouTube. So you help a lot of people, I think, that probably have like a wide range of what they're selling. But I want to talk about how what you do with YouTube actually helps people sell high ticket, because that's my people. My people are selling high ticket. You said that you were able to sell people, get people into your coaching programs, right? Let's talk about how you feel YouTube really helps people who are selling like things that are more expensive. I think that they don't think that just putting something on YouTube will get them a high ticket client. So I want to go ahead and bust that myth a little bit.
Oh my gosh, yes. So it's much easier than what we think it is, right? Because we already know that in order to convert someone into like a high ticket offer, we need to be an authority in that space. Like we need to already, like they have to see us as the authority. They have to know, like, and trust us, right? So YouTube is not just here to sell the $37 ebook, the $97 strategy session or whatever. We're not doing that here, right? But there are a few ways to where you could sell high ticket, right? And so for me, what typically happens is I'm putting out information that is relevant to what I coach about anyway, right? So I'm putting out this information that is tying to the pain points that people are having, right? And when people have these pain points, they're searching for answers of how to solve them, right? And so I'm creating content to help alleviate that pain point, right? I'm giving them that quick win, right? Because what happens whenever it comes to YouTube or something like Pinterest or whatever, they're searching for information. They're trying to understand this pain point a lot better, right? And so when you're able to speak about that pain point better than they can up on YouTube and give them like that kind of quick win, they're like, hold on. Like, wait a minute, what's happening here? Like, I need to hear more from this person, right? And so these things happen. They either go ahead and start binge watching your other videos because I'm pretty sure that you are answering questions around other aspects of like your coaching program, right? And I'm not saying that you're talking about your coaching program. I'm talking about like what are some of like your learning objectives, right? Some of those pain points. Like for example, if you are an Instagram coach, maybe you're talking about like how to like never run out of content ideas, right? That's something that someone like kind of struggles with, right? And so they're probably Googling, how do I figure out new ideas all the time, right? And if you can give them that quick win, they now see you as an authority, right? It's just more easier that way. And so over time, again, you're priming these people. You're already building this rapport with them on videos that you've made probably weeks or months ago, right? And so when the time comes, they are forever. Yes, they're like, okay, let me go ahead and follow this person on Instagram, right? So it either branches off for me. It branches off either into my email list, and then they get warmed up in the email list, and then I'm like, hey, girl, it's time to work me, or they come into my Instagram, right? And then again, because I also have Instagram as part of like my marketing strategy, right? I'm putting out content on Instagram as well, right? And going live, I'm on story, so they get more of a real time relationship with me. And a lot of times they come over to my DMs and say, oh my gosh, I just found you on YouTube. I freaking love you. I'm telling you, I need help with X, Y, and Z, right? And this is a DM, right? And so then guess what happens in the DMs, honey? Guess what happens in the DM? I'm talking about, I'm like, tell me a little bit about, like, I'm so happy that you found me. Tell me a little bit more about your business. All right. Then we kind of
decide. You've reached out. You've opened the doors. Yeah.
Right. And so you don't have to sell anymore. Yeah. So that's kind of how it works.
Because they're already sold by then. Yeah, they're already sold by then. I tell clients, I'm like, look, the reason I specifically only teach video content as the strategy for selling high ticket services and premium services is because your sale is 90% of the way done before you've had to have a sales conversation. Because one, they're attached to the idea of you being the expert. They either like or dislike your personality. They love us. No, but seriously, people are attached to your personality. They're attached to your teaching style, but also your philosophy, your thought process. They start to connect with that, and they start to kind of align themselves with that thought process if you're doing content the right way, which I teach.
Yes.
But yeah, I think that But I think that a lot of people are so fearful of, well, how it seems like it's hard to do. So do you get like a lot of pushback from people like video is so time consuming and it's hard to do? How do you help them overcome and kind of see the value in the fact that they really should start to focus on it and it really isn't that hard? Because it's not that it's necessarily hard, it's that you just need the proper strategy, right? Because I feel like you and I are both like strategy people. So can you kind of speak to some of the big objections that you hear from people about, showing up on video and especially getting up on YouTube and getting their YouTube going, and kind of how you help them to see, how to overcome those fears and to just go for it anyway, and how it probably worked out in the end because it wasn't that bad for them?
Yeah, so a few things pop up whenever we're talking about video or just YouTube, right? And most times it's my perfectionist friends, right, that just want to have it be perfect up front. And what I tell them is the reason why you don't want to do YouTube or do video is because you want it to be perfect. But guess what? It will never be perfect if you don't start. Right? You get so held up in your head that you like just don't start. Like, let me tell you, my first video that I have ever made was cringy as hell. Right? It was so cringy. But I worked up from that. Now I'm like loving my, like the sound of my voice. I think I am the funniest person in the world. Right? But you're not you're not going to start out that way. Right? And no one expects you to. That is more stress that you're putting on yourself, right? When it comes to video, all you're doing is just answering a question that people are dying to know, right? Sorry, answering a question that people are dying to know the answer to. And so I feel
they're not looking at your hair. They're not caring about any of that ridiculous stuff. They are there for that information. They just need the help, right?
Yes, for sure. They just need the help, right? And so what we're doing is like, we're trying to play it safe. We're trying to protect ourselves from nothing, because they're just like, girl, I just want to know what's in your head. I need to know. Please help me. Please help me. And then we're like, sorry, my hair's not done today. We're going to have to wait a few years for that, right? No. That isn't the game that we're playing. And most of the time we feel this way because of like how we feel like we look, but then also because we're not prepared, right? The things that make us feel like the most secure is having a plan in place, right? So instead of being in our heads about like not starting, how do we make a plan? Let's make a plan, right? Let's figure out, what are we going to be like? What is the end goal? What are we selling, right? What is the end goal that we want people to go to, right? Now, what kind of content fits that, right? What content needs to go out to warm these people up, to make them a good fit and to qualify them for your program, right? Okay, guess what? We have some video topics. Okay, this is starting to look like a plan. Oh my gosh, look what we're making, right? And then just figuring out, how are you going to lay out this video, right? In a video, you just need a beginning, a middle, and an end, right? Everything else is up to you. Yep. Don't overcomplicate it. So that's kind of what I give to them as like a few hints of advice, because I know the perfectionist struggle. I know the hesitation with like not knowing what to say on camera, but like a lot of that can be solved by just making a plan. Start with anything. Start out with writing out what you want to say, right? You don't have to be like a famous movie star that can like know their lines just like that. You can have some notes to the side, girl, it's fine. And then once you do this video, guess what? You can repurpose the heck out of it. Right? Making your other marketing initiatives so much easier for you.
It really is. So I actually did an Instagram video that's like, and the title was "What Happened When I Stopped Trying to Impress People on Instagram?" And it blew up. Like, people were like, "Oh my God, I needed to hear this because I'm always so afraid." I'm like, do you think my hair is done every single time? No, but I have never gotten an invitation. I'm speaking on something every single week. I have guest coaching in someone's program. Today I'm interviewing in a couple of days. I've been interviewed all last week. None of those people were like, your hair was so good on that video. I'd love to have you come guest coach. No, nobody cares about that. They want to learn the damn information, and you out here playing around with lipstick shades. Put something on and get on this video. Like,
Yes, honey. Let's get this bag.
this money. Let's help these damn people. Yesterday, I had a sales call. I call them compatibility calls for my coaching program. And the person was like, I binged watched all of your stuff. I was like, really? She said, yeah, somebody reposted your video. My coach, actually, Jerisha Hawk is my coach. She posted my video and I was like, oh, snaps. I must have did a good job. And so many people started following me because of it. And this woman, she says she binged all of my stuff. Like I mentioned, like, yeah, I quit my job in July of 2020. She's like, I know, I watched all the videos. I was like, oh, and that's something that I posted in July 2020. And here we are in doggone April 2021, and someone just binged it. And it's because I take people through a buyer's journey on all of my videos, and it goes from start to finish. And then I start over again. And I do this over like a 3-4 week period. And I do it every single month. It works like a charm. I'm not thinking about it. I know my buyer's journey. Some of you are missing some of these pieces, which is to Jamar's point. Why you're so stressed out about video? Video is easy when you know exactly who your ideal client is. You know the pain points that they have and the problems that those pain points are a result of. When you know what that problem is, you should have a solution for them, and that solution should align with your offer. And then you should make sure that you're emphasizing the fact that you're different, your unique approach, your unique thought process to solving that problem with your specific solution. And that's the end of the deal. Then they want to buy from you. You invite them to buy and they come and do it. Y'all skipping out on this video stuff. And I hope that Jamar and I really kind of shown some light on the fact that you should be leveraging this content and you can repurpose it. And one of the first places you should definitely repurpose all of these great Instagram videos should be YouTube. I never skip YouTube. It doesn't take me that doggone long because I'm already doing it. And a trick that I learned is that you can actually use something like Zapier to create a Zap to automatically, post your video to YouTube. So that's something that I learned. I also have.
Look at you.
Yeah, because there's so many things. If you just do the regular video like on your computer, it's already in the proper shape. And all you have, like right now, I make mine into a cute little background and I do all this editing and make it an IGTV video. But if I just skipped all of that and just did the high quality video, I could then automatically post that to YouTube without even doing anything. And then the caption's already bomb because and now you have a post.
Yes.
And then you go back in there and add your keywords and whatever you need to do, but you're good to go. Now that thing is living on a search platform where people are going to find you. So Jamar, any last tips you want to give to someone who's thinking about starting their YouTube channel to help to give themselves some more leads? What are like 3 tips you can give people to get started?
Yeah. So I would recommend having a brand account, a brand YouTube channel, okay, versus the personal one. And then I would want them to start out with educational content. Don't worry about the vlogs yet. No one's worried about like your behind the scenes up on YouTube. Let's start ranking for these frequently asked questions, hun, okay? and then 3, I really want you to make sure that you're doing like keyword research. Even like basic keyword research can like give you a leg up. Using something like TubeBuddy, right, could help them. Or vidIQ is another like Chrome extension, right? Something as simple as that would just give you like a leg up, right? I don't want to overwhelm them because like I do like intense keyword research, but like even if it's just like very, very simple, you have you have a chance, right, to rank for those things if you just do a little bit of research.
But none of these things, look, a lot of y'all are watching these really big influencers and coaches and all these people making $100,000 a day. And you're thinking you're just going to pop in here with doing the absolute least and you going to make that same money. And that's not going to happen. You got to do some of this research. I give my clients like the longest ideal client thing that you could ever answer. And it's so many questions. They're like, do I have to answer all these if you want to make money? Yes. If you want to be ranked on YouTube and you want people seeing these videos, then you're going to have to get on TubeBuddy. Is that what it's called? You're going to have to hire Jamar.
Yep.
So you got to do something to get these because that's the requirement. I'm going to literally do that today. I'm probably going to just be one of Jamar's clients because I really don't have the time. So Jamar, tell people where they can find you and how they can work with you if they need the help like me.
Yes, of course. Okay, you guys. Well, you can always find me on Instagram in real time. My Instagram stories are lit AF. Okay, you can find me at Jamar Diggs. Okay, and on YouTube at jamardiggs.com/YouTube. And if you are looking forward to taking like that next step in getting your YouTube channel off the ground, honey, then I'm going to invite you guys to apply for YouTube for Profit, where I come up with a full 3-month strategy for you and doing all of the back end SEO keyword research so that all you have to do is just do your video and then copy and paste all the things that I give you in this like document and paste it to your YouTube video. And if you're wanting a little bit less, we can have a YouTube intensive as well, just to kind of like talk about like if you're even ready to have it inside your marketing strategy.
I love that. Well, Jamar, thank you so much for joining me today and helping me to force people to get into video and show them how it can really help them grow their business. And I'll see everyone next time. If you love this episode as much as I have, then subscribe to the Revolutionary CEO podcast on iTunes and leave me a review to let me know what you enjoyed the most. For premium pricing and branding tips and training, connect with me on Instagram. I'm at Atelier Letitia. That's ATELIERLATESHA. And be sure to follow the podcast Instagram account at Revolutionary CEO to show my guests and me some love. Talk to you next week.